Hey guys, it's me, Ronnie, and I was just coming on to do my very delayed labor and delivery video, and this is 3 months delayed actually. So sorry guys, but I'm here now. So first I went to the doctor's for I had to do NSTs because I had a stillborn before, as you guys know. And I had to get an NST, which is non-stress test, and they track his heartbeat for 20 minutes on the Doppler, and they did that every week. So sorry guys, it's hot. I went one day, me and my fiance, we went and got our non-stress test, and on the non-stress test there was no accels or decels, meaning his heart rate was very steady, and they don't like that. They like to see the accels when he moves, saying that his heart is going faster or something like that. So it was really boring. And so they kept me on there for an hour. So then they put me on, they got me on the, they wanted me to have an ultrasound to check his fluid, and his fluid was 0.5. And mind you, a week before this, his fluid was 8. I mean, excuse me guys, his fluid was 5, and mind you, the week before it was 8. So they said it had to get to 7 for them to induce me. So it had gotten to a 5. So they had to do the ultrasound over and over again to see if they missed the pocket of water or amniotic fluid. But they kept getting 5 and 5 and 5, and then another nurse came in, and well, not a nurse, the lady that does the ultrasounds, she came in and she found another pocket. So it was 7.5, I think. So that was still kind of low. So then they wanted to check how his movements. They check it for 30 minutes, and if he didn't move 5 times or 3 times and breathe, and they had to check all that stuff. So he only moved 3 times, and I was like, thank God, because I was so pregnant, so ready to have him. And then they sent me down to labor and delivery. They hooked me up, and they wanted to monitor his heartbeat again. So I start crying because I was like, what are you guys doing? I thought I was coming here to be induced. And then because I was at triage, and so then I told them what was going on. The doctor came in, I told her what was going on, because my doctor had left for the night, and I told her what was going on, and then she was like, we'll just induce you. And then I was already 2 centimeters dilated, so I was wondering, did I have to do the cervidil? And they said I did have to do the cervidil, so I was pissed off about that. And that was on June 11th. And so they took me to the room, set my IV up, and all of that. I was 39 weeks, for those of you that don't know, and I was a couple days away from my due date, which was June 16th. So they took me in there, did my IV, and then I waited for a couple hours. My family came down, And they were so excited. We were all so excited. And I'm sorry, I keep saying and anyway, so they put the Cervidil in for 12 hours. They have to do it for 12 hours. I can't remember the time they put it in, sorry. And after that 12 hours, no, during that 12 hours, I was contracting really bad. So, yeah, I was going into labor on my own. And then after they took the Cervidil out, it was around 12, and they had to wait an hour before starting the Pitocin. So they asked me, did I want to eat? And I was like, no, I just want to get this over with. So mind you, I did not eat the day before either, because I went to my doctor's appointment at 1 o'clock, and they wouldn't let me eat nothing in case I had to go to emergency surgery. So all I ate was like some little stuff, nothing, no big meal or anything like that. So I was starving, but I was really trying to get this over with. So they started the Pitocin at 1 o'clock, and I was handling that really well. His heartbeat was fine. He was handling it well. They said I was doing a great job. I got in the rocking chair. I did a whole lot. I actually wanted to go walk. I want to walk really bad, because I didn't want to just lay there in the bed, because I saw on TV what they did, and it looked like it helped them and speeded their process along, so I wanted to go walk. But they told me that since I was getting induced because of his heart rate and stuff like that, that I can't get taken off the monitor. So I tried different positions and did a whole lot of stuff. I even wanted to get on my knees, on all fours on the bed, and like move my pelvis around. I tried that a couple of times, but the problem was his heart kept coming off the monitor, and it was picking up my heart, so it looked like D cells, and I just couldn't do that. And around 6 o'clock, I got into active labor. My active labor was horrible, and that is actually the time when I got into active labor. I was 6 centimeters, and it was horrible. So I went on my epidural, but my dad and my sisters came, and my stepmom, they came, so I was in pain, so I didn't want them to come up yet. And so I went in my epidural, and the guy didn't come in there until 7 o'clock. And when he did come in there, he was, really upset, and he, you could tell something was going on, and I didn't pay no mind. I was in so much pain, and then, it hurted. When he did it, it hurted, and last time it didn't hurt like that, so it really hurted me. And the thing was, he kept yelling at me and saying, this is not going to work if you keep moving. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. And, really being mean. But I still didn't pay any attention to it, because I was so worried about just give me the drugs. Just give me the drugs. So, he accidentally messed up. He messed up giving me the he put it in a vein instead of putting it in the right spot, wherever you're supposed to put it. And I was really upset, and so was my family. And actually, it helped a little. It relieved a little bit of pain, even though he put it in the wrong place. But and he came back in, and he told me that he saw he messed up because his dad had slipped and fell, and excuse me, his dad had slipped and fell, and he was being rushed to the hospital, so he was trying to do a rush job on me. And I'm like, are you serious? Why would you mess with somebody's spine like that? If you couldn't do it, then you shouldn't have came. Ugh. Anyways, so he could have paralyzed me. So worried about his dad. Hey, you should have had somebody else do it. And I was so pissed off. So they had the best lady that does it, the head epidural lady or something, come in, and she did it for me. And she did a great job. I don't know if I was already numb from doing it before or what, but I didn't feel any pain at all. And I was pissed. She should have came in the first time. So, that was at 7:30. And then at about 11 o'clock, pain kicked in. I never have felt pain like this before. My hemorrhoids, I have hemorrhoids. They were like, I felt like they were falling out of me. Like I felt like they were going to fall out, like literally. And I was in so much pain. They tried to put the gas mask on me. I think that's what it's called. And then, excuse me. And then, they tried to put that on me, and I could, every time I got a contraction, because every time I got a contraction, excuse me, every time I got a contraction, like, I couldn't breathe. That's how much it hurted. Like, I was like that. And it was just so crazy, so overwhelming. They tried to come back in and give me another dose of the epidural. That didn't work. They said it didn't work because that's not the part that it helps. It doesn't help that. And then to try to relieve my pain, they, you know the table you guys eat on when you're at the hospital? They put a pillow on top of that, and they turned me to the side, and I put one leg up on top of the table. One was still on the bed. So that brought intense pain. Intense pain. I cannot stress it enough. Then they checked me, cause I said, you guys need to check me. I'm ready to push. I couldn't do it. I had to push. And then I was 8 centimeters. And I was like, no, I'm not 8 centimeters. I have to push. And then they was like, maybe you'll relieve it if you do it the other way. So I put this leg, my right leg, on top of the pillow and, switched over to the other side. And then it felt worse. It felt horrible. And then I told them, check me again. And then they checked me again, and I was 10 centimeters just from turning over 5 seconds later. And I guess the head was all the way down. I was ready to push, but it was like a little piece of placenta. They said on a little bit, placenta. What's it called? Cervix. They left a little bit. I had a little bit of cervix left on the right side, and I asked, do they think if I pushed a little bit, like it pushed his head down a little bit, would that what is the word, guys? Would that help make the cervix go away? And then I did that, and it actually did help. So then they told me, okay, they was ready, and they was going to get the other doctors, and they'll be right back. Mind you, I didn't have my doctor, because he leaves at 7, and he doesn't do anything after that. So I had the on-call doctor, which is a guy that I'm really cool with, because I've been to the emergency room so much. And sorry guys, it's a long video. I've been to the emergency room so much, and he checked me and did a whole lot of stuff before, because he's the on-call doctor. And They didn't come in for a whole nother hour. So I was in there cussing everybody out. I was stressed out. They wouldn't let me drink any water. They wouldn't let me drink water, guys. Like, water, I was so dehydrated. So dehydrated. They talking about some ice chips. And I cussed the nurse out. I'm sorry. I cussed that nurse out. She said, you can have some ice chips, but you can only have the rest of your old ice chips. You can't have any more. I said, I can't have no more what? And I said, why? I wish I had the video, but they can't send the video. It's too long or something. My dad has it. But I was cussing everybody out. I was like, why? Why this? Why that? It was so funny. But then I cussed the nurse out. So then she said, well, you can just have, your ice is kind of melted, so you can drink that. So I chugged that down, the little bit of water that was in there, and it didn't help. So I did different positions to try to make me more comfortable until 12 o'clock when they came back in. And then I started pushing. And pushing is the hardest thing I have ever, like, pushing was so hard for me. Like, they said I did a really good job. They said, actually, excuse me, with the first push, I actually, his head was actually crowning already. Because it took so long to come back in there. But I felt that head crowning. And that's the part that pissed me off. Because I'm like, I have an epidural. Why do I feel this? I felt the ring of fire. And I can feel it. And then, okay, so, sorry guys. But my hemorrhoids were so bad that I thought I actually boo-booed on myself. Sorry. I did. I thought I boo-booed on myself. But they kept telling me I didn't. I was like, I did. I started crying. And I was just so emotional. And then when they told me that he had heck of hair, and they were so scared. So they were yelling and I don't know, just crazy. And then I was like, you guys are lying, you're lying. And then it was like, no, we're not. So then they brought the mirror, and then I pushed a little bit, and I saw his head, and I said, ew, that is so nasty. Like, I can't watch myself have a baby. I can't watch anybody have a baby. That is the most nastiest looking thing I've ever seen. But it's a miracle, so I didn't want to watch it, so I told him to move the mirror back out the way because that looked disgusting. And so I pushed for about 20 minutes. They said I did a really good job. Prince was born at 1:56 a.m. He was 6 pounds 6 ounces, and it was June 13th. So yeah, I was in labor for 2 days, 2 full days, but since it was 1 a.m., you know, it was the next day, and I actually bled a whole lot. I tore inside and outside, and they sewed me up, which hurted. I don't know why this stuff hurted. Like, I have an epidural. I was pissed. And the guy that I told you guys that I was cool with, he didn't, he left the, like a cotton ball or something inside of me. So after he stitched me up, he had to reach back in there and get the cotton ball out. I said, what are you doing? I yelled at him. But yeah, I was really upset. What else? Yeah, so Prentice, when he came out, and they cleaned him up after skin to skin, they cleaned him up, and his temperature was actually low, and they wanted to get to 97 at least. So they put him in the heater thing, whatever that thing is called. They put him in there. They put him in there, and sorry guys, hold on. Okay, so they put him in the heater up baby thingy, and then yeah, he stayed in there, and then they moved us to They moved us to a postpartum room, and they said that nobody couldn't stay. And I'm like, nobody can stay? I just had a baby. I can't do this by myself yet. And then me and my fiance talked them into, because we were so cool with everybody at the hospital, basically. We talked them into letting him stay if nobody was in the room. Thank God nobody was in the room. So he got to spend the night for the first night, and they brought me some, wait. Am I tripping? Oh. I think they did let him stay for the first night. No, they didn't. Sorry, guys. No, they didn't let him stay. They let him bring me some McDonald's. Or did they let him stay the second night? Oh, I am so slow, guys. No, he did stay the first night, but he couldn't stay the second night. So, yeah. They found out that Prince had jaundice. It wasn't that much, but it was a little. And he had jaundice, so they wanted me to go to a doctor's appointment like after the weekend. So I had to. Sorry again, guys. So they let him bring in some food, and then he got to stay the first night, but the second night he didn't get to stay, and I was so upset. I was like ready to cuss everybody out. But then and I forgot to tell you guys, I had to get checked. My hemorrhoids had to get checked, because if they would have came out that, I would have had to get surgery to put them back in. But thank God they didn't come out. They were just really, really sore. You want to see? Look, bad boy. Look. Hi. So, they checked me for that, and then they were telling me how they were giving me the water bottle and all that stuff to help my stitches, and that really helped. So 2 days later, on June 15th, we got to leave. And yeah, that was it. So, oh, and when Prince left, he was 6 pounds 4 ounces. So he had only lost 2 ounces. They said that was fine. And one thing I forgot to tell you guys, he came out ready to eat. Plus, he didn't boo-boo for 24 hours. So they had to take him to the nursery, and they like massaged his butt and did stuff, and then she said it squirted all over her. And then he was fine after that. He just kept booing after that. But yeah, stay tuned for pictures at the end. Okay, thanks guys. Bye. Say bye. Say bye bye.